Hey, what's up my dudes? It's Sai here, and today we are back at it again with Tiered Up. I haven't done a Tiered Up in a long time, so yeah, we're getting back at it with some more tier lists, and I'm really excited because today we're ranking up all of the Gen 8 Pokemon, so all the Gen 8 Pokemon and the Galarian forms, so I'm excited, and yeah, hopefully hopefully you guys don't kill me over a lot of these choices because I didn't really go over this beforehand, so I'm just going over the Pokemon that I like and I dislike, so from Gen 8, so yeah, if you guys are hyped, make sure to go and hit that like button down below. Commenting and subscribing would be greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's get started. So I want to go over the Pokemon, well, I first want to rank the mons that are a tier list for me, just based on like what I love. So the Scorbunny line is immediately going up here. I'm just going to rank them based on the Pokemon lines. I think that's a lot simpler for me. But yeah, Scorbunny was the first Pokemon that I saw from Gen 8. I really love it. From like day one, it was my starter, so that's one reason I like it. It was the fire type starter, and I really like that because it was different than Incineroar in a good way, and I was like, you know what, this is the starter that I want, and it's A tier for a reason, so I love Scorbunny and the whole Scorbunny line. It's great. I guess I can go over the other starters as well. So Sobble, I would say, is a B tier for me, just because Sobble's alright. It's not the Sobble line, it's not as great as Scorbunny in my opinion, but it's up there. I'm not the biggest fan of Inteleon, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When Inteleon was first released, I was a little bit disappointed with Sobble because I thought Sobble's evolution line would actually be really interesting. But I mean, Inteleon does have that secret agent vibe to it, so what's not to like about it? But for me personally, it's like Cinderace will always be like #1 for me. And then Grookey is C tier just because it's average. I'd say it's not my least favorite grass type starter, but at the same time though, it's not my favorite one. Favorite one is Venusaur, but Grookey's alright. It's C tier for me, so nothing too shabby with it. Next up, the legendaries. Zamazenta, you are all the way up here, both of its forms. Zamazenta is just great. Everything about Zamazenta, its design, just the coloration of it and its competitiveness, I really like about it. I want to put Zacian in B tier actually because as much as I like, I don't know, when I first saw Zacian, I was like, like compared to Zamazenta, I really like Zamazenta's like closed shield design thing that just goes around, and it's like literally Zacian's just holding a sword. Like there's been so many video game characters that are wolves that hold swords. I think that like Dark Souls had that or something like that, so Zacian in my opinion isn't that much original to me, but I do like Zamazenta quite a lot. It has Lucario's typing as well, which is really cool. Not saying that Zacian's bad or anything, it's just that I personally prefer Zamazenta's design and its tactics a lot more than Zacian's does, even though Zacian is probably the better legendary in terms of offense, so that's fair. Let's see, Eternatus, I'll put this form, the regular one, as B tier, and then the Eternamax at C tier. I really don't like the Eternamax form of it. It looks super weird. It looks like a hand of death or something that's coming at you, and I'm just like, I'm not the big, it's just such a drastic transformation from the original Eternatus, because I like the original Eternatus more like virus dragon-like design. I think that's kind of cool, but like the second one just feels like, oh, like a giant black hole with a hand coming out of it. I'm like, okay, that's somewhat cool. That's somewhat cool. Love that. Next up, Corviknight. Corviknight, Rookidee, and Corvisquire. You guys are in A tier because, I'm trying to put a lot of the Pokemon that I used on my team on A tier just because I really, really like the Pokemon that I got, and there's a lot of cool mons. Corviknight, was another mon that I saw from, early on that I really liked. Steel Flying was a really cool type combination because that's only previously used by Skarmory. But I really like Corviknight's like whole vibe to it. It's literally like, it's supposed to be I think it's supposed to be like the personification of that blue bird that we've always been seeing that flies us around. So the fact that it's actually like legitimized into its own Pokemon, I think that's pretty cool. And then like Rookidee's design, like as a starter bird, it's really awesome. I like the fact that Rookidee and Corvisquire both are pure flying types as well, because we haven't had a pure flying type since Tornadus, so that also goes up my list because, hey, they're power, and I like that. I'll tell you all right now, there's not a whole lot of Gen 8 mons that I will be disliking. I really like a lot of the Gen 8 designs, so a lot of them will be like A, B, or C tier. There'll be very few that are going to be like D or F tier for me personally. That I just like or competitive-wise, but I don't know, I just really like Corviknight. Like, it's just a good mon. Next up, Galarian Ponyta and Galarian Rapidash. I liked these also since the beginning. I thought Galarian Ponyta was going to be a fairy type, but it's a psychic type, which is a little bit weird, but they rectified that with Rapidash, so that's good. But having a unicorn Pokemon is always pretty cool. I like that. Having a Psychic Fury unicorn that's kind of an extension of the original Rapidash is really sick. I really enjoy that. Next up, Galarian Corsola and Cursula. I was not the biggest fan of Corsola to start off with. I did not like the original form that much just because I really didn't see like the competitive value in Corsola or there was any like good things in Corsola. But the fact that they gave Corsola a different form and an evolution in this game, they gave so much love to Corsola and Farfetch'd. That made my love for the Galarian form especially just skyrocket, because I freaking love Cursola's design. I think just the idea of just this whole like ectoplasmic coral branch thing is really sick. I'm a big fan of that. It's just they expanded on what Corsola was and they made it better. And that's why it's an A tier for me. And on top of that, it's a really powerful ghost type. I've used Galarian Corsola in competitive. That thing is a monster with an Eviolite. And then Cursula competitively, whew, you don't want to mess with that. It is really good. I love those mons. Next up, where are you? Toxel. I like Toxel a lot. Toxel and Toxtricity are some of my favorites from like electric types from this gen. Where's the other one? I thought I saw, where's the low key, or the high key form? Or the amped up form? I literally just saw it. Where did I frickin' put it? There it is. I was like, where the heck did I put it? Toxtricity's a cool mon. I liked Toxel the first moment I saw it because it was like this poison dinosaur thing, which I really like, this toxic lizard thing that has electric vibes, because electric poison, like that's our first type combination with that in this game, with Toxel. And the fact they gave it 2 evolutions that, it's the same Pokemon. It's like Lycanroc. Toxel's the Lycanroc of this game. The fact that they were able to give Toxel 2 different evolution forms that were based on natures, I think was really unique. The fact that you had to, like, it's nature dependent on what it evolved into. In my playthrough, I actually used a low-key Toxtricity, and it was really solid. I really like to use it. I think it had, like, Sludge Wave, Thunderbolt. I don't think it had Boom Burst on it, but it had some really good moves. And I really like Toxtricity, like, both of its forms. I haven't reused the amped up form yet, I've only used low-key. But other than that, though, I love both Toxtricities. I think they are a really solid, like, electric poison type line, and I really enjoy using them. Next up, who else did I have on my team? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, Dreadnought, where are you? Choodle is the cutest thing ever, don't at me. I freaking love Choodle. It is one of my favorite water types of all time now. I just really, really, really love Choodle. I don't know, like everything about Choodle's design is just great. I love Choodle. It's just, it has like the little buck tooth, as the whole horn, like everything about Choodle is just amazingness. Choodle is what Squirtle should have been way back in the day. But I understand that well, I don't know, it's like the new Squirtle of now, and I love that because I liked Squirtle when I was a kid. It wasn't my favorite like water type of all time, or my favorite water type starter, but I still liked Squirtle. But like Choodle just takes Squirtle up to a 10 for me. It's fantastic. And then Dreadnought, I'm not the biggest fan of its design, but I am a big fan of just its competitiveness and its viability, because Dreadnought gets so many good moves. It has like Liquidation, Crunch, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Dragon Tail, Smart Strike. The list goes on and on with Dreadnought. It is a fierce Pokemon. I really like it. Although I love Choodle more out of the two, but still, Choodle, like the Choodle line, just the overwhelming just awesomeness that is Choodle makes this thing an A tier mon for me. It's fantastic. I love Choodle. Next up, let's see. Where are some other Pokemon I can put on the list? Impidimp. I'm putting Impidimp in B tier, the Impidimp line. I like the Impidimp line. I think the Impidimp line is pretty solid. I liked Impidimp the first day I saw it, and I was like, I really like this mon. It's really cool. It has like a whole prankster vibe to it, which I liked. Morgrem was cool to me. I liked Morgrem a lot. Grimmsnarl for me is a bit weird just because like the hair covers all of its body. It makes this thing look really hairy, and I'm just like, like, I don't know how I feel about that personally. I think like the design without hair, I mean, it's fine, but like, it's just, I don't know. The Impidimp Imp was just a cool mon from the day one. I liked how Game Freak kind of trolled us with Impidimp since its beginning. It has a really cool idea to it. Their typings are really cool too. Dark Fairy, first typing combination we've gone with those mons. Fantastic. I really am excited to see. Well, I really want to use Grimmsnarl in competitive. As much as I'm not the biggest fan of its design, I really want to use Grimmsnarl in competitive and see how its Gigantamax form plays out, because it looks cool, and I really want to use Grimmsnarl. Well, the base forms. Grimmsnarl is a little bit under that, but still, I want to use competitive Grimmsnarl because it looks nice. Well, hopefully it is nice. Let's see, who else is on the list? Oh, Clobbopus and Graploct. God. I was originally going to use Clobbopus on my team, I really love Clobbopus. You guys have no idea. It's not A tier for me because I feel like Grapplock kind of hinders it down a bit, but Clobbopus for me I don't know. It's a fighting type octopus. I think that's such a unique thing to go around with Clobbopus. It looks so solid, in my opinion. I really like Clobbopus's like whole like it has like a temper tantrum. It's ready to like just punch at you no matter what happens. And then Grapplock's alright. It's like I wish that they kind of kept along with Clobbopus's original vibe to it, but it's cool. I like it overall. Let's see. I'm trying to think what other mods would be in A or B tier. I'm gonna put Dreepy in A tier. Dreepy, Dracloak, and Dragapult. I like Dreepy a lot. Dreepy's cool. It's not like a Pokemon that I'd be using 24/7, but it's a mon that I really appreciate design-wise. Just because it's a different type of dragon. It's like a floating spirit dragon, and it kind of replaces Giratina in this game, which I like. But the reason why it's all in A tier is because, like, first of all, Dracloak's design is great. It's literally, like, it's like the perfect hybrid between Dreepy and Dragapult. It's actually a Dragon-type, like, Eevee-like pseudo that I would use, because I just love the fact that the Dreepy's just hanging on to Dracloak just as, like, a caretaker, like, vibe to it. I don't know. I just really like Dracloak's, like, whole, like, oh, I'm just gonna take care of this Dreepy. It reminds me of Kangaskhan alike, but a better Kangaskhan, which is cool. And then Dragapult, though, like, this thing is super great and competitive. You have no idea. I love Dragapult competitively-wise. It has Dragon Darts. Like, the moves it has is weird. So it has Dragon Darts, which is basically its replacement for Dragon Claw, because it doesn't have claws. And then, because it doesn't have claws either, it has Phantom Force. So you have to play with it a little bit kind of weirdly with Dragapult, but other than that, though, it's a very, very solid pseudo. I would not say it's my favorite pseudo of all time. My favorite pseudo of all time would probably still be, like, Dragonite. Just because I really like Dragonite. But Dragapult's getting up there. I like Dragapult's, I don't know, I just like Dragapult's, like, whole, like, again, like, caretaker vibe. It's a ghost dragon, which is a really cool, it's not a unique typing, because Giratina already had it, but, it's definitely something different with the, what they did with the typing with the whole caretaker vibe. And the fact that it's part of its tail is, like, transparent, I think that's really solid. It has, like, it gives him a more ghostly appearance than you wouldn't think it would, so I like that a lot. Let's see, Sinistea and Poltegeist. I'm gonna put these guys in B tier. Main reason why they're in B is just because, I thought Poltegeist was fine. I thought Sinistea was fine. I mean, they're just fine mons. I don't really have, like, a whole qualm with them, their design-wise. I think them being very similar to Corsola, though, and Cursola having weak armor was a little bit of a pain for me, because it's like, why do you have two ghost types in the region that have the same ability, you know? It's like the same main ability, like, because they both have weak armor. It's like, Game Freak, you could have been a little bit different with that, I'm just saying. But luckily, I think their abilities get different, though. I think Cursola gets Perish Body, which is a really cool ability. It gets, like Galarian Corsola gets Curse Body, and then, what is it? Cursola gets Perish Body, which is a really cool ability. I forget what Poltegeist gets, but it's a different ability. But I like that it has a whole, like, Beauty and the Beast kind of vibe with it, because it's literally just, I don't know, it reminds me a whole lot of Beauty and the Beast from Disney, and I don't know, that's pretty cool. Let's see, next up, I'm gonna put Nickit in C tier along with Thievul. Nickit's fine. I just feel like there's been too many Fox Pokemon, honestly. I feel like there should not, like, if they were gonna put another Dark type in this game, another pure Dark type, why'd they have to make it another Fox? Like, if y'all like Foxes, more power to you. Like, that's cool. I love Me My Ninetales. I love Alolan Ninetales. Zoroark's cool. It's just that I just feel like there's way too many Foxes at this point for me. And it's like, it's just the saturation of Foxes. Like, give us different Pokemon designs. And maybe that's a little bit hypocritical on me because of the fact that a lot of the Pokemon that you've been seeing above are different animal designs, but I just feel in general like Foxes are just so overused in Pokemon at this point. And again, maybe that sounds hypocritical of me because, like, Choodle's up at the top, and we've already had Turtwig and that, but it's like, there's not that many different ways you can go with a Fox, if that makes sense. It's like with turtles, there's different species of turtles, which is cool, because it's like you have, like, leatherback turtles, and you have snapping turtles, because, like, Choodle is supposed to be a snapping turtle. That's what's different about it. And, like, what is it? I forget the other one. Oh, I forget what Turtwig and Squirtle are based off of, but it's like, I feel like in general, it's like they're kind of based around, like, the same, like, Fox thing, especially since we've gotten so many Foxes. Like, I think 4 gens, we've had a Fox. We've had Zoroark, we've had, what is it? Zoroark, Delphox, Alola Ninetales, and then Thievul. So it's like, I don't know. I'm a bit burnt out from the Fox factor. And again, maybe that's just my opinion. I don't know. But, yeah. And on top of that, though, it's like, Thievul's meh to me. It's just meh. It's kind of there, so. I'm gonna put Squovin and Greedon in F tier, by the way. Design-wise, I think they're solid. Like, Squovin's design is cool, but Squirrels, I've always had, like, a little gripe against, like, these type, like, Chapaturisu, like, it's more, like, cartoony Squirrel because it's, like, blue and white. It's cool. But these guys remind me of the squirrels that I have at home, and that they just always, like, chew on, like, my family's plants and all that, so I'm just like, nope. Just, no. I don't want Squovin. I don't want Greedon. I just don't need any of these mons. Just don't. Please, no. Not a fan of them. Silicobra and Sandaconda. I will put these guys in B tier because I like Silicobra and Sandaconda. It's like a ground-type snake, I think is kind of cool as a Pokemon because we haven't had a Cobra yet, or an Anaconda. And Sandaconda's Gigantamax form is really solid because I use that in when doing raid battles. Because Gabe actually gave me a Gigantamax Sandaconda, and it was a really solid Pokemon to use in raids, so I really like Sandaconda. And the fact that we have like a ground-type snake Pokemon that's not Zygarde, I think that's pretty solid. So yeah, just something different to add with the Pokemon, which I think is cool. Let's see. Farfetch'd and Sirfetch'd are in B tier, because I like the fact that they made like the whole Farfetch'd line a fighting type. Because the fact that the regular Farfetch'd was so keen with fighting, yet it wasn't a fighting type, and like these ones are fighting types. And I think the fact that Farfetch'd, like I like Galarian Farfetch'd design, the fact that it's hauling around like that giant leak. And then it just and then that leak transforms into a spear and a shield for Sirfetch'd. It's completely solid. Meteor Assault, I haven't tested that move out yet, but it seems kind of a cool gimmick that they have for Sirfetch'd, which I like. So, but yeah, nothing much else to say there. I like Sirfetch'd's design a lot, and like the blah blah blah. The designs of the mons are nice, so that's cool. Galarian, Darumaka, and Darmanitan. These are in A tier because I freaking love Darmanitan. Like the original Darmanitan I thought was pretty cool, and the fact they gave this thing a Galarian form that's really busted, and a Zen mode that's Ice Fire and increases its attack and speed, that is just brilliant, because I remember way back in Gen 5, I really liked Darmanitan. I wanted to use his Zen mode, but its Zen mode was really garbage because it decreased his speed and made him like a special wall, and even then though, like Darmanitan's meant to be like, Darmanitan, like you can't have a flat, like, in my opinion, it's like you have a glass cannon, and then you turn that into basically a special wall when its HP is under half, you know? It's like, it's not gonna really live another hit anyway, so why is Zen mode kind of being there? But like, with this Darmanitan, it's like, it kind of works with its whole belly drum mechanic, because you can like give it belly drum, and then its Zen mode just makes it even more powerful. So I really appreciate that out of Darmanitan. And the fact that it's Ice Fire type as Zen mode, that's really solid, because we haven't had a Pokemon of that typing yet either. So yeah, just a bouncing snowman that's just ready to just blast you with fire. It's great, love it. Q-Fan and Copperajah, automatically A's, because these things are just, they're actual elephants. Come on now, they're actual elephants in the game. They're not Don fans. They are actual elephants in the game that look solid, and they're steel types. I think that's kind of cool that we have more pure steel type Pokemon. In this case, they would be elephant. I thought these things would be steel fire to start off with because of the coloration of Q-Fan, but now that I'm we have obviously seen Copperajah, it's supposed to be based off of like a copper statue that's kind of weathered away to being green colored, so like the Statue of Liberty. So it's not bad, but I really like Copperajah. The only thing I'm not a big fan of with Copperajah is his Gigantamax form. I think it looks like basically like a thwomp, and it's like, it's not really thwomping anything because it has that giant tusk in front of it. Or not the trunk, not the tusk. Well, I guess it has tusks, but its trunk in front of it just basically just shovels everything, and it's like, I thought you were supposed to make it a thwomp, you know? It's like a giant brick thing, and then you have that giant nose. It's just, it's too complicated with that, but I really like Copperajah's just overall demeanor and design. It's cool. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out. Duraludon I'll put as B tier. I like Duraludon. It would have been an A for me, but Duraludon kind of upset me because it's basically like this game's Druddigan, and it's like, I really wanted Duraludon to be the pseudo of the game when I first saw it, because it was like, it's clashing with Tyranitar. It has this whole like pseudo on pseudo vibe. And yeah, it's unfortunate because I thought this thing would be the pseudo, and it wasn't the pseudo, and it kind of upset me a bit. But I still like its typing. I think Steel Dragon is a really solid, or is it Dragon Steel or Steel Dragon? I think it's Steel Dragon. But it has a solid typing, And it's one of the only mons in this game that can use, or in Sword and Shield that can use like Steel Beam, which is the new signature move that basically, it's kind of like Mind Blown, where it does half damage to you, but it does a crazy amount of damage to your opponent, so it's cool. I like it. Let's see. Galarian Yamask. I'm gonna put it in C tier and also Runerigus because Runerigus just looks kind of creepy to me, but I like Yamask, the Galarian Yamask a lot because like, I don't know, because of the like the stone rune thing being kind of attached to its body, it's not holding it. And the coloration of Yamask is cool, but Runerigus really just creeps me out more than Cofagrigus did way back in the day. I don't know how to feel about Runerigus. It's like, it's supposed to be like a physical attacking version of Cofagrigus with a ground typing now. So I mean, yeah, I guess that's cool, but it's like, I don't know. Runerigus creeps me out a lot. And I haven't really tested out in competitive because I haven't really used a whole lot of the Gen 8 competitive mods. I hope it's good. It's just that I like Yamask a lot more than Runerigus does. So that's that. Let's see. I'll put Snom and Frostmoth in C tier. Just because, like, Snom's alright. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who like Snom out there. I think it's okay. I think it's okay design-wise. Frostmoth's cool, though. I like the Ice Moth idea. But it reminds me a lot of Volcarona. It really does. Frostmoth reminding me more of Volcarona than Snom does. Because I like, I don't know, Snom's cute, and then Frostmoth just, it looks a lot like Volcarona. But it's C tier for me just because, I don't know, I think its evolution method of getting with the friendship is kind of, like, not great for it, but I don't know. Overall, I think they're just average. They're not my favorite, but I don't hate them at the same time. They're just meh. And I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that in the comments, because I know for a fact there's people who love Snom, so, sorry. Let's see. Sizzlepede and Centiskorch. B tier. I love the fact that they made like the classic Centipede a Pokemon because when what was it? When Venipede, I was gonna say Curlipede, but that's the Pokemon's dex description. Whirlipede. When they made Whirlipede and Scolipede, I was like, these things are centipedes? They don't look like the centipedes that I like see in books and all that. But like, Centiskorch does. Centiskorch literally looks like one of those centipedes, like those tropical centipedes that I've like read in books. And I love that one. It's like one of those flat-bellied centipedes. But yeah, this thing is super cool. It's got like the fire just coming up from its mouth, going from there and there. Like a fire X. It's literally gonna X-scissor you. And then, I hate, like, this thing's Gigantamax form is really cool, but it's super tough to take down. So I respect it for that because it gets like X-scissor, Power Whip, Fire Lash, I think, or something. I forget. But it gets a lot of really strong attacking moves. And has a good typing, too. Like, Bug Fire is solid, even though it's quad weak to Rock. But what can you do? It's all good. Let's see. The fossils, for me, I'm gonna put Dracozolt in D tier. I'll put, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna put all the fossils in D tier. Or, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna put all the fossils in D tier except for Dracovish. And the reason why is just because these things freaked me out the first time. I was like, these things are weird as heck. And I understood the vibe they were going for them, but they're gonna give me like, oh my god, I just don't like the fossil designs in this game. And I understand it's supposed to be basically like a Frankenstein reference because of you're supposed to mix the fossils together. I personally don't really like that in a Pokemon game because, I don't know, it's just, it's a cool idea because it's a fusion, but at the same time though, it's like, I don't know. I just wish these Pokemon were actually like if you were to revive them, I want the yellow chicken dragon thing to actually like have its own body instead of being like Frankenstein onto like these like giant dinosaur legs, you know? It's just like the completeness factor in me. The reason why Dracovish is up top though is because this thing is freaking busted competitively because of Vicious Ren and its typing. So that's why. And then like the reason why it like Arctifish or whatever is in D tier is because like its mouth's on its head. It's weird. The three, like all the fossils are weird to me. The only reason why Dracovish is in C tier is because it's really competitively viable. But I just don't like the fossil, like, like they just look so Frankenstein and weird. I'm not a fan of that. Really not. If y'all like them based on designs, more power to you. But for me personally, it's like I don't know. I like to see a Pokemon that isn't just like mishmashed together as like a whole like Frankenstein thing that doesn't look right. Like the reason like I like Sobali more because with Sobali at least it looked like, even though like the Pokemon parts were together, at least it like looked like it could be an actual Pokemon even though it was synthetic. But like these mons together just look like you literally have like, I don't know, you have like a cell phone that's literally being glued to I don't know if this is a good example. We have like a cell phone that's literally glued to like a wristband. You know, it's just like things that are out of proportion like that. I'm not the biggest fan of that, so that's just me. Let's see. Applin. I'll put Applin, Flapple, and Appleton in B tier. I like them. I like apples in real life. Like the fruit are cool. But I like the fact that with Applin, it's like a dragon that like buries into the apple as like a defensive mechanism. That's really cool. And then like Appleton is just like this fat apple dragon that will just take hits with thick fat. I think that's solid. And then Flapple is meh to me. But the fact that it literally is the dragon like opening up and then it's like flapping its wings, I'll give it credit for that. But I just like Appleton a lot more than Flapple for me. But it's a solid line. Let's see. Lulu and Double are C tier because I like Ampharos more. But I think they're again just average. Let's see. Arrokuda and Barraskewda are also C. I think their designs are fine. That's that. I think with a lot of the rest of these Pokemon designs, I'm just going to be just going off of them because I kind of already put like what Pokemon that I like at the top and then just put them at everything else at the bottom. Galarian Weezing I really like. That's B tier because Poison Fairy is sick and has like a whole Top Hat vibe to it. Looks cool. The Hatena line, C tier. It just kind of reminds me of Gardevoir, but Hatterene is alright. It has a cool Gigantamax form. I just think Hatena is kind of just meh. Galarian Zigzagoon, meh, honestly. Yamper, kind of meh. No, you're meh. Let's see, Indeedee, I'm not the biggest fan. I'll just put Indeedee in C tier. Alchemy and Milcery, I'm gonna put them in B tier, actually. I like that Alchemy is different. It's like a cream Pokemon, and its Gigantamax form is literally a giant cake. I think that's pretty sick. And then, just its idea of like, oh, like you have to evolve it by like spinning it around, is a pretty unique mechanic to it. Because normally with evolutions, like you have to evolve them by level up or by an item, but like no, like Alchemy and Runeregus as another thing are overworld evolutions, which is something that we haven't seen. We haven't seen it all lately, so I really like that because they're actually truly overworld. There's no in-battle mechanic to do with either of those evolutions, so I really like that. It's awesome. Cramorant, I'm gonna put in C tier because it looks okay. I like the gulping mechanisms, alright. Galarian Meowth and Berserker though, I'm putting these guys in D tier because honestly, like Berserker's Viking aesthetic is nice, but I'm just again like we've seen so many Meowth forms at this point, and I'm just like chill on the Meowths. I really like Alolan Persian. I know there's a lot of people who don't like Alolan Persian, but for me personally, it's like Berserker is meh to me. It's okay, but it's like at the same time, it's just like too much Meowth for me. Please, too much. Let's see, Eldegoss and, what is it, Gossifleur, I'm putting in D tier, just because they're flowers, but it's like, we've seen so many flower Pokemon already, so it's like, eh. And on top of that, though, I'm not the biggest fan of Eldegoss, it's just like giant cotton ball head, just doesn't really, like, I don't know, it doesn't look like a Pokemon that I'd want to use all that often, as well, which is one reason it's in D for me. I feel like I'm really, like, just scraping the bottom of the barrel with these reasonings. Mime Jr., not Mime Jr., Galarian Mr. Mime and Mr. Rhyme, I'll put in C tier because Ice Psychic is a really unique typing. I like Galarian Mr. Mime's design because it has, like, the snowman to it. Mr. Rhyme's cool, too. But Mr. Rhyme's, like, two little, like, belly eyes. Ugh, that reminds me of Dusknoir. That creeps me out. That's cool. Roly-Poly. I'm gonna put Roly-Poly in B tier because I like the steam engine locomotive kind of idea with it, with the wheels. Furnace, like, I was gonna say call it Furnace. Colossal, I call my Colossal Furnace in my Shield version. But, Colossal's really cool because of, like, its Gigantamax form is literally like a giant, like, volcano thing, and then, it has Flame Body, which helps me with eggs, so it's like, love Colossal for that. Even though it looks like a Rhyperior like, ripoff, but oh well. More Pico, I'm putting in C tier. I think it's a fine, Pikachu clone. I liked Togedemaru a lot from last gen, so Morpico's kind of but it has a cool typing with Electric Dark. Pincurchin in C, Ice-Skew in C, Phalanx in B because of the little, like, Kirby, like, goons together. Like, you have 6 of them, and it's, like, Execute, but it's better, so I like that. Galarian Stunfisk in D because it's, I mean, Bear Trap's cool, but it's not my, like, absolute favorite. Stonejourner in C, and then the Bug line I'll put in B tier because the Ladybug Beetle thing that's, like, Psychic type, and it's, like, I thought that, like, compared to Vikavolt, stat-wise, I thought that, Orbeetle's stats were a lot better in this game for a starter bug, and Bug Psychic is a typing that we haven't seen yet, so that's pretty cool. So, let me know what your guys' design, or not designs, let me know what your guys' tier ranking lists are in the description, or not in the description, in the comments. Again, I wasn't really clear on a whole lot of my choices, so I apologize, but just based, like, my tier lists, like, are based on, like, design-wise, competitively, if I really like them, and I've used them, and just everything like that. But I think overall, this is just, like, my top-down, what I like, what I've not been a fan of, so yeah. So if you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on next time. So peace out, friends. Bye-bye.